Hello everyone, welcome back. So let's continue where we left off. Um, During the last stream, we made a building system. So with this builder flag. So for context, what happens? What is the builder system in Wisplight? So the builder system is like we can actually build stuff in the game, but the player or us is not the ones building it, but Francis. So this is Francis, our builder. He doesn't have an arm yet. His prosthetic arm is still work in progress. But once we have his prosthetic arm, he can then create or help build structures for us, upgrade the workshops like this one. So this one already has all the storages built, and the tool storage, the plank storage, and everything. So basically, it's a building system slash an upgrading system for our workbenches. So this is how it works. So there's a builder flag. So if you give Francis some manuscripts that you will find around the world, he will then put flags all around your settlement, depending on the manuscript that you gave him. So for example, you will get manuscripts for barricades, and then he will then set up barricades all over your settlement to help defend your settlement from raiders. So he will place flags like this. So this is a temporary flag. I haven't made the design yet for the builder flag, but it looks something like this. And then once we open it, it will open the building orders for that flag. So in this case, this is a flag for this one, the lumberyard. And the lumberyard, it's actually, let me see, let me show you. The lumberyard is already upgraded, but it should look something like this. Let me see. So there should be nothing at first, and then once we upgrade it, it will slowly add up things like the plank storage, then the log storage, and then the firewood storage. So it's something like that. So it's an upgradable system to upgrade your workbenches and structures. So yeah, so that's how it should work. So on our last stream, let me see. So on our last stream, we actually made the UI, and also this one, the builder flag. So we made the flag interactable. So just by pressing E to open up this menu, and I already pre-made the menu, and then we also added functionalities to it, so we can drag the items, and this slot will know if that item is the correct item or not. So we already built this one, but we still can't drop it like this. We can't drop it yet. So that's the thing we're gonna do today. So we're gonna like the goal for today is to drag and drop this, drag and drop, and then also the logs. So drag and drop the logs, and then this should update the number of logs there, the number of planks, and then if both is is full, if we reach the full amount, it should like this one should be highlighted. So this one is disabled as of the moment, so this should be highlighted if it's completed. So yeah, so that's the goal for today, and we're just gonna recycle old systems that we have. So we're just gonna recycle these systems that we have from the repair table, so you can actually drag stuff and then drop it like that. Drag and drop. See? And then, but in this case, it should be referring to the resources. So, and also, we also need to, like, there should be other logic involved as well. Like, for example, this one, this has 5 planks. and this one requires 8. So if we drag it here, it should put here 5/8. And then if we drag another set of 5 planks, it should only take like 3 planks and then return 2 here. So that's one of the goals. And also for the logs, if we use different logs, like in this case, like let's say we use ash log and it stays there, then there's another set of log like pine log. So if we're gonna put there another set of logs, it should replace it in a way. So we can't really stack different type of logs. So that's another condition that we're gonna make. So yeah. So that's the thing about these systems. Even though you don't want it to be complicated, but there are instances that it will be complicated due to a lot of underlying systems. Like for example, this log system, we could just make it just one set of logs, but it doesn't make sense because there are a lot of trees, like different trees in Wisplight. So it should be different logs, and then those logs can be processed into like similar planks overall, like this one. Alright, so let's start with this one. So if we observe this, if we're gonna, so what happens is this one, we put it here, and then it interacts with the slot and creates another set of item here. So that's what we're gonna do. So the scripts that we'll be needing is, let's see, the drag, inventory item, this one, inventory item. We also need inventory item drag. So inventory item is the item itself, this one, the inventory item, meaning the UI item. And then inventory item drag is the one that's handling the dragging. So everything that is happening when you're dragging items, so that's done here, the inventory item drag. So and then the slot, we have inventory slot or item slot, this one, inventory slot. So that's another thing. So it's in charge of highlighting items. And then we also have we recently made another one. Let me see. This one, the item frame. So building item slot controller. We also need this one. And then so we also need the object controller for this one, the builder flag controller. So these basically are the things that we need. Alright, so let's proceed. So the first thing we need to investigate is this, where we drag these things here. So if we drag this plank, if we drag it and it appears here, when you release it, so there's something should happen. So that's the goal. So let's see. So if we do it like that and release, so something should happen. So we'll be looking at the item, inventory item drag. Let's go to builder. This one here, the building slot. And let's take a look at the repair slot, because it is already established, and we're gonna check how we did it in other systems. Okay, let's think. Okay, so this one, so we need to put it here. So it's saying here, so what happens during the repairs system? Let's check the repair controller first. Repair repair table controller. Okay, so it's saying here equip to slot, so we need to copy this system. Equip to slot, this one. So basically we're just copying this system, but for the resource, because here it's not the resource, so you can see. So this is for weapons. So we'll just be copying this entire system, like equip to slot, spawn equipped item, everything related. So we're gonna let's start here first, and we're gonna make a new. Let's exit this first. We're gonna make a new condition here. So else if like this, then we're gonna call it building slot. Wait, is it building slot? Yeah, building slot. Okay, so building slot, and it's valid placement, so we're gonna check overlap as well and see if it's overlapping something. And then we're gonna need this one so that we can call. So we're gonna get this, call this. Okay. So let's just copy the old system that we have. There. So this is the flag controller. So we're gonna copy this just in case. This one. Gonna copy it here. Okay, so once we have this, I'm gonna add this as well. Then we're gonna tell building flag controller to equip equip the slot. So we're gonna need to copy this as well. Then we're gonna remove the item. Guess we're equipping it to the slot basically. So this one, equip to slot. So we're gonna make a function equip to slot. So this one, similar to this one. So again, we could like basically make a public function that it can be replicatable to other from other scripts, but I prefer to do it like this to make it modular in case I want to add something to it. So I can just like pull up this one, the builder flag controller, and then just put stuff around. So we're calling this, and then so this is the one that we need, equip to slot, and then we're just gonna copy this coroutine here, that one. So basically we're spawning. Equipment slot is the slot. Okay, this is correct. Item name, the quality is just standard by default. So we'll just keep it this way, just in case in the future if you want to modify quality for resources. Just right now it's just like all standard. Like all resources are standard, like a standard plank. There's no crude plank or anything like that. And then, so it should go to the inventory manager. Do we have that one? Inventory manager. No, we don't have an inventory manager. So we need this. Inventory manager. Here. Okay. What else? Then it will instantiate that if it's something new. If not, it will just reuse it. And then once it spawns, let's just put some notes as well, just in case. Okay, and then copy inventory item data. We're gonna use this later. For now, we don't need it. And then set the position of the spawned item, and then yeah, so this should be it. So repair slot current item, we don't need this for now. Let's just do it like that for now. Oh, no, let's just delete it. I'll just leave it for now. Okay, so that should be it. So build flag. So we were editing, what was that again? Build flag controller. So this is the build flag. So this one. This is the build flag controller. And there's an error. 286. So result is not here. So equipment slot and the parent of that. So that should be the interaction manager. So this is the slot and then the parent. Okay. So why is it not inventory manager, builder flag controller, builder flag controller, this one, wait, this one. Okay, let's test. Okay, so while waiting for it to load, let's check some concepts here. So we're currently making variants for the spray gun, because I'll be working on the spray gun like after the major features are done with the economic side of things. So here are some of the sneak peek. So we have the basic claw-like spray gun here, and we have some club-like, like this one is a poison version. We have the cleaver version, and a spike club, and the trunk. So that's the idea. Well, I'll be working because it's been a long time since I've worked on the Spriggan form. Okay, let's test. Let's drag, drop. So it does nothing. Okay. So let's figure it out. What's going on? Why it's not working? It does delete the resource though. If you can see. So when I drag and drop, it does delete. So let's see. Let's see if it spawns something. So it's here. So it didn't spawn something here. So let's see. So when we dragged it, it did delete something. Building slot. So here, this one, this did happen. This one, but this one, I'm not sure if it did something here. So to figure that one out, we just need to like put some debugs. Yeah, we're gonna put some debug here and see. Let's put it here first. So spawning. Then here. Just put it here. Spawning, then spawned item that name, that game object. Or let's just use item name. Okay. Spawned. Okay. Let's test. Also, we need to save time. We need to access the building system in the menu screen, so we don't need to get like enter the game all the time. I'll just do it outside. Basically here, what we want is to access it here directly, so let's just do that. So let's see, console. So building slot, spawning, and then spawned. So it did spawn, see, spawn plank, spawning, it spawned plank. So it did do its thing, but we don't know where it is. So let's figure that one out. So this did happen. The problem is the slot is the wrong slot. So this one. Equipment slot is the building slot. Or maybe it's spawned, but it's gone somewhere, maybe. Let's investigate that one as well. Let's try. Okay, because I think it really did spawn. Let's remove this first and open this immediately. for rapid testing. Okay, let's see. Plank. So when we go here, let's go up here first. Drag it here. So it disappeared, right? And reset position actually worked. It's actually this. Wait. But it didn't show anywhere. So it should be here under this slot here. Or here. Ah, I see. So it spawned basically inside a wrong game object. So it should spawn inside the building slot itself. So this one. And then so there it should be something like this. Oh no, not this one. This one. Like that. It should be like this. So this is an easy fix actually. So it should be like this. Let's see what we can do here. It's here. So basically, we're not the slot name. Equipment slot. So equipment slot is this, the building slot. This one, which is correct. But when we reached here, slot. This one. Spawned item. Set equip position. This one. Okay, let's figure out first why it didn't spawn here, but instead it spawned here. Builder flag controller. So this one, it spawned here in the builder flag controller. So it says here equipment slot. So equipment slot is the equipment slot, the building slot itself, which is this one. So we're sending it there as a it's called equipment slot, and then we're putting it inside here, slot, and then we're setting the equipment position to slot. Which didn't work. So spawned item, this one. Ah, I see. Wait. Here, transform. So this is the problem. So we're instantiating it inside the game object under the builder flag controller. So basically builder flag controller is this. So that's why it's spawned inside this game object. So it should not be this, but instead it should be slot, like that. So it should instantiate inside slot. So that's basically the issue. So let's try, and I think this will solve the problem. Okay. So right now I'm expecting like for some updates, I'm expecting a new set of clothes like these clothes today, and we'll be discussing with the 3D artist the next steps for the clothes for enemies. Okay, so let's try. Wait. 102. Okay, what's going on? Slot is a game object, so slot.transform. Okay. So anyway, so while waiting, so yeah, so I'm expecting today new sets of clothes for these. This one is already done. This is the enforcers, and then this one is the foreman. They're called foremen or foreman. Like they're higher tiered slavers, like mini bosses, but they're a really weak mini boss in a way. They're similar to let me see. They're similar to the cultist, the grave. I mean the bone guards. So there'll be several of them in the mines, and they're all mini bosses. So they're just like repeat enemies. But there are times we're gonna change some parts or remove some parts, but they're basically the same, like the foreman. Okay, let's continue. So I think this will fix the problem with the dragging. Let's try this one, and hopefully we can also like remove things from the slot and move it to the grid. Let's try that one as well. Okay, let's test. Drag, drop. Okay, it worked. But what's going on here? There are a lot of errors. Okay, so now the problem is this one. See, we can't drag it for some reason because it made an error here, the inventory item. So let's check these errors first to see what's the problem with this. Let's check this one also. Although let's go up. Let's put it here. There. But it did create errors. So let's fix this one. But again, we fixed this, so there's no problem. Wait, let me see. So here's the plank. So so this is the problem, the grid. So essentially we didn't find a grid. So we need to find a grid. Here, this one. So that's the reason why there's an error. Inventory item 290. So 290. See, so there's no grid. Then 305 still has something to do with the grid. So let's fix this grid error first. Before we proceed with the rest. So let's see. So if grid is null, you get from repair table, but what if there's no repair table? So that's the problem. Let's rename this. Let's rename this. Set grid from other sources. Let's generalize it. Let's just generalize it. So if it doesn't see anything in the repair table, it should get it from a different source, right? So let's see. So we're looking for inventory manager, so it should be here. This one, inventory manager. All right. So else, so if it doesn't see a repair table, it should check builder flag controller. Let's call it controller. Transform get component from in parent. No. Okay. And then if flag controller grid dot grid is flag controller dot inventory manager dot grid. Okay, I think that should fix it. Let's try. Okay, let's try. Let's drag this here. Okay, so it's there, but again, there's another error. The error for the other one has been fixed though, so let's check this one. 298. So it still has something to do with grid. Okay. So if grid is null, the start, it will look for other grids. If repair table is null, to look for this. So inventory item, this is the inventory item. Then say there's no grid here. If we put grid here though, like that, this should work. See? So it should work. So the issue is with this, the setting of this grid, this one. So what happened here is repair table was not seen. So it went here. It checks component and parent, builder flag controller. So this one, it's looking for builder flag controller. So not this one, but this one. Ah, I see. Okay, it should find this first. So it should find this first. Interaction, or let's call it interaction manager. Then if interaction manager is there, that's the time he will find builder flag controller. This one. Builder. Get component in children. Okay. Flag controller. Yeah. Okay. Should work. So after this dragging thing, the next goal is to do the counter. So we're gonna log how many planks we can put there. What's this? Inventory manager. What? Ah. Dot grid. So this is basically some not planned way of structuring things, but this works, so we'll just use it. Okay, let's see. So here, this is the building system that we want. Okay, and also, for some reason, this is like the alignment. It should be here, not here. And for some reason, it's by default it's going down here. So we're gonna change that as well. So let's test again. Wait, there's duplicate. Okay, let's test. Okay, there you go. So it did work. See? but it didn't carry with it the details. So the durability there is 0. Um, Also, the number of planks is not been carried, but it did work, and we can also put it back like this. But again, it didn't carry the data in a way. See. Okay, so let's so it did work though, so that's a good thing. So the next thing we need to do is to tell this. Let's zoom in a bit. Hold on. So the next thing to do is to tell this guy here, this area, that we added one plank there. And also we're gonna let's also remove this background. Maybe we'll do that later. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it later maybe. So that's for that, and here, so this does work. Look. So if we drag it here, so it does nothing. Let's try the ash log. Oh, so this one is wrong. Although, I think it's just the alignment. The alignment is wrong. It's the alignment. We're gonna modify that one. Anyway, so it did work. Okay, so I think we're gonna work on this first. So when we drag and drop this, it will put it here, and then it should tell this one, or the item frame, like the parent. So this is the counter that we have. So we'll just be saving it here in the counter, like so. And also we need to, I think we need to modify the amount as well, maybe. Let's do this first, the current quantity, and then once that happens, we're gonna update the text, this one. Okay, so first we're gonna update this current quantity, and then I'm gonna update this this amount. Okay, let's do that. So it's here. It's everything is happening here, right? Let's do this first. The copy inventory item data. This one. And let's just reuse this again, and we're gonna remove unnecessary things. Like a lot of these are unnecessary, read related. So this one, this is not related. Durability is related. Health, no. Coating, no. This one, no, we don't need this. We don't need this. Quality, we need it. Okay. Okay, this is what we need. Okay, then we need to make a function. So we need to get this one, the building item slot controller. So how do we get that? So we already have a function. This one, we can get the slot here. So we can basically here's the slot component. Oh no, this is for an inventory slot. We can just create another one here. Let's call it update then building slot data. There. And then we're just gonna give it slot like that. And then we also need the item itself. Just yeah, we need the item also. Yeah, I think we need the item because we need to get the data from the item itself as well. So this one, and the spawned item is basically an inventory item, and then the slot is a game object. So let's call it item and then slot, and then we're gonna get the building slot controller. So slot controller, let's call it building item slot controller, then slot controller. So slot dot get component and building flag, building item. Okay. If slot controller. Okay, so we already have that one. Then we're gonna tell it to change this current quantity. So slot controller that current quantity is item dot quantity. So that's how we should do it for now. And then we're gonna tell it slot controller, you need to update your stuff there. So update text. Okay, I think this should work. Let's test. Let's try again. So we have here, there's a lot of duplicates. Look, this is still an error, but we'll just keep this error because it's like convenient for us to have many resources like that. So let's drag this, put it here. So this should become 5, and then the planks like inside this slot here, it should have the data of this one. So let's try. Okay, so we have the data. It's still 5 planks. See? But it didn't update this, sadly. Let's see. See, it didn't update current quantity. Meaning it didn't see this. So update building slot. So slot is, wait. This is the slot. Need to go to parent. Okay, I see. So it should be slot, not get component, but get component in parent. Okay, that's the reason why it didn't work. But we did transfer the data of the planks, so that's a good thing. Okay, let's try again. What's this? Okay, let's test it again. Drag it here. Alright, so it did work, see? So that worked. Okay, so next thing we need to do is when we remove it, it should also update. Okay, so how to do that? Let's see. Okay, let's do this step by step first. Let's test again. Okay, so here, so I'm gonna put it here, so it did work. What if we put another? Because all the data is already here, and there's also max quantity here. So we should make, let's see if this works. So if we hover like this, what will happen? So nothing happened. We're actually hovering on the plank itself, like so. So technically they're just switching. So what we want is to add. So we're gonna add stuff. Okay, so let's see. So we will have an option to make this simpler. Like if we put the resources here, there's no way for the player to remove it and put it back. That's one option, but I think that's not a good option. So I think we're just gonna find a way to add both, like so. I'm gonna add. Okay, so to do that, we need to modify this item drag thing. because there's what we have here, a check overlap. So this is the problem. Hmm. Okay, so let's refactor this first. I think we're gonna modify this one. We're gonna modify this so that because we're always checking highlights like this. We're checking highlights all the time, so maybe we can just use this to update. Here, so we have wait, this one. So we're always doing this, right? Like clear all slot highlights. Nah, it's not efficient. What is the best way to do this? Okay, one way to do this is update text should be we're gonna do the computation here. We should get the item itself. Yeah, let me see if we can do this. So if you put it here, so we have here the item with the quantity. So it should check the quantity every time we like drag stuff around and we clear. So there's what we call the clear highlight. So we have here clear slot highlights. So when we do that, I think we're gonna have the slot check also. We're gonna check this and update it. I think that's one of the best way to do it, maybe. Yeah. Let's try. Clear highlights, not clear highlight. So slot, this is the slot. So go to item frame and quality. Check the quality. I mean the quantity rather. So I'll just do it like this. Current quantity is equal to, I don't know, let's It's not efficient. Let's see what's the most efficient way to do this. So it's this one. So when clearing highlights, we're gonna tell this I'm gonna tell it to update this, and to update this he needs to get this inventory slot, the item of the inventory slot rather. Okay. Okay, how about we go with end drag. So this is another way to do it. Equip clear all equipment holders highlight. Okay. Nah, I think this is the best way to do it. It's more convenient. Let's just do it here. So spawned item is, let's remove it. Spawned item is already here. Slot and parent of the slot, and then the item inventory item is equal to slot controller dot game object dot get component and children there. Okay. Okay, let's try this. So basically it will update the slot with the current amount dynamically. So if we highlight it, it checks if there's something in there. If not, wait, let's see, what if there's nothing in there? Okay, let's just do it something like this. If item else so if there's no item, it should say 0. So current quantity should be 0. No, it's int. Okay. So if there's no item, it should be 0. If there's item, it should check the quantity. Okay, let's try that. Inventory slot to game object. Wait. 73. Slot is so game object. So check the parent of that game object. It gives us this, the controller of the slot. And then it checks the inventory item. If there's an item, it checks quantity. If not, it says 0. Okay. Let's try. Let's try again. Let's try it here. Oops, it didn't work. So it didn't update. Okay, so it should work. Why it didn't work? So it's saying here, clear all slot highlights. Update building slot. So when we release it, so it cleared the highlight, but it didn't work. So why? Let's investigate. So we gave it the slot, meaning this one. This is the slot. Here, inventory slot. Then update building slot data. It looks for this building item slot container in parent. Maybe this should be game object. Yeah. So slot, this is the slot, and then it should be game object, and then parent building item slot controller. So then that's the slot controller, and then it goes down here to the children, just this, the inventory item. Then it sees that there's an item. Yeah, I think let's try this.
Kaya imong ma-place o ma-drag ang plant
Okay.
niya.
Let's see. Oh, it didn't work.
Hinuog 5.
Yeah. So why? It didn't update. Okay, let's debug. Let's test. I think we should also add this here maybe. Slot here is already a game object, so let's add it here also. Okay, it worked. Okay, it did work. See? So it's not working. We put it like that. It adds. If we remove it. Oh. Okay, it's working now. Okay, the next issue here is if we're gonna hover, so it does nothing, right? See? So this is the next thing we need to do. So if there's an item like this, so it should add 3 and then return 2. So where shall we do that? It's actually here on the checked overlap. It's a bit complicated. This is already working, so this is a good thing. Okay, let's do this next. Let's try this one. So it's good. The problem here is the alignment, so that will be an easy fix later. Okay. So what shall we do with this? How shall we do this? So the system will check if there's an overlap, like this one. So it's overlapping. Let's try and remove this and see what happens. Wait, let's think first. Overlapping item. It's overlapping. It's actually this one. Yeah, this is the only way to do it. This one, to check overlap. I'm gonna drop, and then this will add up. Okay, how to do this? So the easiest way to do this is we're gonna modify this one. So we're gonna put here 8 there, like that, and then we'll return something here. We will spawn the remainder inside the grid. That's essentially the idea. If we move this though, so this will become 8, which should not make sense because um, the max capacity for planks should be 5. So that's the problem. So this is another thing we need to consider. Yes, like for example, we're gonna move this here. So this should be 5, and the remaining 3 should just drop on the floor. So that's another thing to think about. Okay, so I think this system is like it's a very complex system in a way, and I need to check a lot of systems here, like older systems, to find a way to fix this because it has a lot of facets to it. So like um, this issue has a lot of problems in a way. It can easily be solved by like one way to solve this is maybe if you're gonna put items here, there's no way for you to take it back. So that's the easiest solution. But it's not good in a way. Because what if the player changes his mind? So so that's the bad thing about it. Um, so let's test again. So for example, I'm gonna put it here. So if it's there already, there's no way to remove it. So that's one way to do it. Or we can go with the harder system. So the harder system would be if we're gonna drag this out there. Yeah. Um, I think we'll just go with the harder system. It's a challenge. So basically, the harder system. Let's say we're gonna drag this, put it here. So it will say there 8, like this, 8. Like that, and then it will say here 2, right? If we're gonna drag this, put it here, it will revert back to its original max capacity. That's the hard way. And if there's no space, like for example, I'm gonna do it like this. So if I'm gonna drag it here, so it reverts to its max capacity, right? It moves back. The remaining 3 will just drop on the floor. Another way is to change this entirely and make it grid type like this, like a small grid, and then we're gonna put the materials there, the required materials, and it will have a counter instead. So that's another way, but I think that's more complex as well, so I think we'll not go with that also. So I think we'll just go with this the hard way. It takes a lot of time, but it can be done. Yeah, but I need to think deeply about this. I need to map out all old systems that I made to check this one out, because we can actually use old systems that we have, like the stacking feature, because we already have a stacking feature. Let me show you. But I forgot because it's a very old system that I made. Let's see, like this one, the plank. Let's say this is 3 and then, or 2 and 2. So you can actually stack this. Oh wait, it didn't work? What? This stacks if it's a new item. So that's why. For example, 5 planks here. Let's look for the other one. There, 2. So when you grab it, so it stacks. But if it's a separate one, I don't know. Supposed to be it should stack, but it just replaces it. Look. So there's no stacking feature within inventory yet. So you need to revisit that one as well. See, so there's no stacking, so I need to make a stacking system. See, there are a lot of bugs here. See that one? So these are the things that we need to think about. See, that's weird. Okay, so I need to consult to um, some players as well regarding this. Because I think the easiest way, for me, the easiest way is just to, if you put resources like that, there's no way to remove it. So that's one of the easiest way. Because you're building it anyway, so why remove it? But again, it takes player agency or freedom from the player to remove items as well in case they don't want to forego with the building. So that's also one issue. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna think deeper on this first and try some stuff offline. Guess there's a lot to dig in old code here. And I want to experiment more on this as well and consult other people regarding this. But for now, let's leave this here, and I'll get back to you guys once I have a clearer vision or design for this one. Because right now, this feature, like, it will lead to a lot of issues later on. So I'm gonna think further on how to do this. Yeah. So I think that's it for now, guys. So on the next live stream, we're gonna test this one out. For now, I'm just gonna do offline until I figure out what's the best method to, what's the best way to do this. Okay, thank you for watching. Till next time.